It's the first week of October 2023, and I wanted to get my garden filmed so that I don't forget what I did this year, and I thought I would take you all along. Um, just a few of my little projects going right here, creating, or I've started, leeks and ginger and salad bowl mix to have lots of different lettuces and some other small items. Let's go into the main garden. Here's my little wildflower garden for some prettiness. And then we're going to go over here and see what we've got. Back here I have a lot of Egyptian onions coming up. I decided to put them there. This is only my second year growing them. I got the babies from the tops, which was really fun to see for the first time, and there are so many now. I only ordered like 12, well, one order, actually it was just one order of bulbs, and now I have hundreds of them. This was squash, zucchini actually. Did not produce much this year, and I know why. These garden beds that are directly in the ground just don't produce very well. I planted marigolds with them so they would deter a lot of pests. Back there we have some okra, and those are really starting to take off. We have bigger ones out here. Here is some more squash, some sun gold tomatoes. Here in this stock tank we had a spaghetti squash, which is no longer there. We have more sun gold tomatoes, a 8-ball zucchini. This was, still is, eggplants and black cherry tomatoes. These are fabulous, fabulous tomatoes. Probably the best tasting of any cherry tomato I've ever had. And then this over here is my butternut squash. And nice one coming up there. Then over here we have, in these totes, I have grown ground cherries. See all of these ground cherries over here? When they fall off, you open them up by tearing the little lantern open. And these are Aunt Molly's. They taste great. They taste similar to pineapple. Maybe my husband says kiwi. A lot of fun. They produce like crazy. I have several of these bushes. Let's see what else we've got. We've got basil here, and more okras, and let's see, we've got some bell peppers, more okra, potatoes starting to come up. Not yet, but I just planted those, some little red potatoes, more okra. This yard is really overgrown over here. We're going to take this out this next year and hopefully plant some fruit trees over there, but I'm not going to worry about it now. Here we've got jalapenos and more okra. And these are just little tiny stuffing peppers. They're not hot. They're delicious to stuff with cream cheese mix. More butternut squash. Oops. Some okra I really need to pull and cook up tonight. We love it. Sauteed, a little bit of olive oil and some Tony Stutteries, I think it's called. some more sun gold tomatoes. These are my little 8-ball zucchinis. I just love these little guys. It'll get just a little bit bigger, and it makes a really good size. I like to do lots of things with those, and they taste really delicious. These are tiny, tiny little tomatoes. They're called Tessa's Landrace. I'm not gonna probably ever sow these again because it takes forever to harvest them, and they're great to throw in salads, or I do a lot of roasting of veggies, and it helps to the mass of the roasting, but it just takes forever to harvest them. More okra, and then we have watermelons. And watermelons in buckets, watermelons in totes, and I got quite a few this year, but I was a little unhappy with them. They were supposed to be seedless, and the second year of the seeds they just didn't produce very well. They were loaded with seeds and very small. Okay, we had two small bags of potatoes I planted, and these all are back here. Quite a few. They're just in boxes because I ran out of places to plant. These are broccoli, kind of like broccolini. So these plants I planted in the spring, and they barely produced, and then it got too hot, so they're really starting to look much healthier. They're looking really good, and they're going to start producing here, I hope. Here's another tomato. I wasn't even sure what this was. It was a volunteer that came up, and I thought, well, you deserve to live, so I've been babying it a little bit. Over here I have cuttings of purple tree collard, and the caterpillars were really going at it, so I bought these little bags to protect them, and they seem to be doing quite well. I bought bigger bags that are on their way, and so that now that they're producing leaves that aren't all eaten up, I can put them in, I can protect them better. Some more watermelon plants, and this is more Egyptian walking onions. Wish I would have filmed them when they had the babies. They're so cute. And then I have 2 totes full of Armenian cucumbers, and let's go over here and see where they're hanging on the trellising, the netting. There are quite a few in there. They're so cute, and they're so delicious. More and more, they're everywhere. Just give them a little bit of bone meal, and they just started taking off again. So I'm looking forward to more of those, and pickling some of them too. They're so cute. Look at these guys. And then this was a Rutgers tomato, and it's taking off again. Didn't like the heat, so I've got some more cucumbers coming up over here. And then these are green beans. These are bush beans. Then I've got these are peppers, bell peppers, yellow ones and red ones, and I just harvested these. They were huge. Some of them were absolutely huge. Some of the biggest peppers I've ever seen for stuffing, and that produced really well. Over here I've just started giant noble spinach. In this tote I cleared out my Egyptian walking onions, and that's what we've got going here. Nothing yet. This is more of the little Tessa's Landrace tomatoes, and like I said, they are so tiny. It takes forever to harvest them, and when they come in, when they first come in, there are like 20 or 30 in little packages, little groupings. This is the end of the year, so there's not that much, but they produce like crazy. Okay, over here behind in our old gazebo, I decided to use it to grow on because we weren't using it to sit out here. Our patio is huge, so it didn't come out here. But these are tomatillos, and they're producing like crazy, and just in the last couple of days the bush has just fallen over because there's so much fruit on them. This is, let's see, this is another sun-gold tomato, and it's even got more flowers. So we're gonna get some more tomatoes on there. And that's another Tessa's landrace. This is a poblano pepper. And this one is jalapenos with lots and lots of flowers on it. And some peppers. And let's see, we've got a bigger, I think that's a beefsteak tomato back there, but the tomatillos fell on it. So I'm not really sure what's happening on that plant right now. I really need to get out here and harvest these tomatillos. Maybe I can have my daughter-in-law teach me some more recipes because I have a lot of tomatillos to deal with, and they're on top of everything else. Then I've got habano peppers over here. I've had quite a few off of them, but next year I'm going to do a lot more. Oh my gosh, they're so delicious. Some more jalapenos, poblano. Then behind here we have a bed that is my investment this year. I put in asparagus. So you can see the asparagus ferns, and I understood I didn't have enough to do this full bed, so I understood that they companion planted well with strawberries. So I've got strawberries here. These are weird strawberries, honestly. Quinault. I'm not gonna grow these again. They're really small and kind of weird, but you know, it's all about living and learning. And let's see, more asparagus. Yeah, see, these are kind of strange, but they're not very big and they're a little weird shape. Oddly enough, I think this is interesting. My son and I are into mushrooms, and these are morels that just came up in the strawberry patch this week. We haven't eaten any or anything, but we did identify them. They have a open stem, which means it's not a fake morel. It should be a real morel. He and I do go mushroom hunting mostly to take pictures, but one time we did get a ton of morels, made pizza, and they were delicious. Okay, let's see, over here we have beefsteak tomato. I got quite a few tomatoes off of him this year. And I have here Swiss chard coming up, and just a little extra tomato plant that I grew from a branch of another tomato. I forgot what. Oh, this is a Rutgers. Oh, this is a bigger tomato. Now these guys, these are pole beans. They're goodness sakes, dang, what is it? I forgot. Okay, scarlet runner beans. And they get these beautiful flowers on them, orange. You can see up there. Beautiful orange flowers. You can see it? There it is. And the bees, a few bees I have mostly carpenter bees here, but the bees love it. And I am harvesting this every other day. Every other day we get enough to feed the 3 of us adults that live in the house still. It's fantastic. love it. And I hear this comes back year after year. This is my first year growing it, so I'm not that familiar, but look at this. They're everywhere. It's amazing. Just water it. Beans are the easiest thing to grow ever. And they're so delicious. Just a little butter, a little salt. Oh, the other side here. There aren't that many flowers. The other day it was loaded with flowers. But the beans are fantastic, guys. Grow this if you can. Now the one thing that I don't like about them is they grow really fast, and they get really big, and then they get kind of woody on the edges of the string. You have to take that off. So cut that off, and then you're good to go, and they're delicious. Let's see. These are just my banana trees. They just are kind of pretty. And then I have another in-ground galvanized bed with more asparagus and some really good strawberries. Where are these guys? That's a weird one. But they grow, that's a funny one too. But these grow really big, beautiful, delicious strawberries. I think it's Albion. And then more asparagus. These were 2-year roots, 2-year-old roots I bought on Amazon, and we couldn't eat any this year. We can eat about 50% of what it produces next year, and then I guess we can eat most of it after that. So it is an investment in time, and that's okay with me. Okay, another watermelon, marigolds, more Egyptian walking onions. Those are the forever onion. So if you look into Egyptian walking onions, they grow really tall. You can use this as green onion, and then on the top they get these little like flowers that have little bulbs on them, and you plant those bulbs. I just planted these about 2 weeks ago, and they're already coming up and can be used as green onion. Then so far, I just bought them last year, so far I've had one harvest of the babies, and I had hundreds and hundreds of babies from one order. I bought those on eBay. Okay, here's another zucchini. This is 8-ball, another round one. They are prolific. They produce a lot at the same time, which is really good. And I have more luck with these than I do with regular zucchini. This is one of those tower stalk things just from the Dollar Tree, and I took some of the runners that were coming off of these plants and started this pot right here. I'll make sure that they're growing really well before I cut them off from their mother plants. But look at these guys, how tall this is. Isn't that something? So I'm going to come over here to my beautiful, these are wildflowers. And look at those guys, aren't they pretty? Just love them. And I've started harvesting the flowers so that I can grow them again. Harvesting the seeds so that I can grow them again next year. Beautiful. Just love it. I always wanted to have wildflowers, and I finally got them. Okay, back over here. Let's see, what is this guy? Okay, that's another 8-ball zucchini I took out of the ground because it just really wasn't doing very well. Lots of